Optimize your veganuary and plant-based diet with designer vitamins by Nourished. Take the quiz or select your own high-impact vitamins, nutrients and superfoods to create a delicious vegan and sugar-free gummy tailor-made to your lifestyle and goals. Upgrade your 2022 and get a daily dose of vitamin U. Complete the short quiz at get-nourished.com to receive your recommendation and use the code VEGANLIFE to get your first 2 weeks for free. One of the questions that vegans always get asked is, well, what would you do if you was on a desert island with a pig? Despite that being a pretty unlikely scenario. But it got us to thinking, what foods would you eat as a vegan if you were marooned on a desert island? Let's find out. Hello and welcome to the podcast. Now, usually we'd be introducing some chefs who'd be talking about exciting things to do with carrots and stuff like that. But today we're doing something a little bit different. Today, my guest is the actress, vegan campaigner, smash hit book writer, and I'm going to put it out there. Circus artiste par excellence.
Oh, merci.
Evanna Lynch. Oh, de rien. Je t'en prie. How is your circus stuff going? I've seen it on social media. It's amazing.
Oh, thanks. Oh my God, it's my obsession. I love it. And I keep having to tell myself, this isn't my job. Stop going. I just keep booking classes. But it's a lot of fun. And it's like, I don't know if you've ever had that as an adult where you rediscover a thing that you thought was only for kids or only for like experts or, professionals. Yeah. This has been that for me where I'm like, oh, I thought that dream was dead and now it's not, and now I'm doing like a month-long training course in February. It's gone a bit out of control. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm like, this is not a practical skill, and I really probably should be either writing a book or trying to save animals. I don't.
But you do a lot of that.
I guess so.
I think you're allowed a break. You must be exhausted. You've been on such a mad tour of promoting your amazing book.
I think that's what this is. This is like a backlash or sort of rebound from writing the book. I'm like, great, I'm just going to play. I'm not going to do proper work. Anyway, yes, I really enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, writing the book is one thing, but then having to go and then promote the book all over the place too. Because I don't know about you, but whenever I finish a project, I'm like, great. It's particularly with like stand-up. I'm like, that went well. Let's run like the wind. Exactly. Like, I never want to revisit that. I don't want to go back.
Yeah. Absolutely. This sense of disgust. Like, oh, no, never again. Don't show me that. I want to move on. And that's like, you want to just evolve. Yeah. That honestly, like, writing the book was fine and publishing it was fine, but talking about it nonstop has been mildly traumatic. It's just like, oh my God, this is why I wrote the book, so I didn't have to keep talking about this stuff. Yeah. Do you understand? That was just... Yeah. I was storing stuff away. Yeah. Okay, well, let's move on, because also you're part of a new podcast, Life Sentence, which Miranda Sawyer in The Guardian raved about. What? Oh, really? Oh, great. I love that you're all up on the newspapers. And
I do my homework.
The news, yeah. It's a podcast it's really about climate change and the victims of climate change, and told through short stories. Small. Every episode is a different story, a different either person or animal who's been whose lives have been changed by the climate. Because I think that's the hard thing. It's hard to make the connection of like who's actually being affected, because it's always the poorest countries or the countries that have the lowest carbon footprint, and we're not going to pay for it, in the developed world. So yeah, that's what it is. And I play a dairy cow. But it was very nice, actually, for all the vegans out there, which I assume most of your listeners are.
They're certainly vegan curious, if not.
Or pregan, no. Yes. Vegan curious. They really do take the animal rights angle as well. It's not just, we should care about cows because of all the methane in the air. It's not all self-serving. It goes into like the horrors of the life of a dairy cow and the grief that they go through, which, that's something I care about a lot. And I just feel like it often gets overlooked when we're talking about the environmental benefits of a plant-based diet. It's like, yeah, but also these are individuals they're sentient beings, and don't their individual stories matter? So that's what I love about this project. It kind of goes into that. Yeah.
I see so many stories come up kind of on my phone and stuff, because it's like, I know what you're interested in. It's like, kind of. And there's always this kind of revolutionary new technology could help curb emissions of methane. The new bovine bum cork, will curb methane emissions or whatever. And it's like, that's not the answer, guys. Anyway.
The opposite.
Is there any possible other solution? Anyway, here's how today's going to work. You get to pick about half a dozen foods that you love, and they can be full-blown dishes, they can be snacks, or just ingredients. And you tell me why you love them, while I try not to get drool on my chin. So
you won't, given what the list I'm going to give you.
You'd be amazed. I can get very excited about very bland foods. Boiled rice with Marge. Come on.
Oh.
So.
Okay, you're speaking my language here.
Okay, great. So go on then. What's your first one?
Okay, yeah. So again, apologize. Is this the first episode of this new format, by the way?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, I really apologize to your listeners. That I'm
no, you don't need to. No.
Not a foodie, and that I eat. So actually, a friend of mine once described my diet as ingredients, and that's what I do pretty much. I just don't like too much of a blend of flavors, so I thought we'd start with good, solid Weetabix. Just love Weetabix. Yeah. Do you eat Weetabix?
I mean, I papered most of my walls with it. Yeah, that wood chip textured wallpaper. Weetabix. I mean, it's a curious breakfast cereal, isn't it? I mean, it's shaped like a brick, instantly dissolves into sludge.
Yeah, that's
now,
what I
do you
love.
eat it crispy or do you eat it sludgy?
No, sludgy and warm.
Sludgy and warm.
And I would never eat it cold. That's the thing. It's like, I actually wouldn't like it cold, but if you warm it up, put some raisins in, and you put the raisins in before you warm it up so they get all juicy. And, sorry.
No, it's great.
And you can, just depending on your mood, you can add extra things in.
Sure.
You can add other cereals, and you can add...
You don't have to be an apologist. You don't have to add in other. If you're a purist on it.
I'm not being an apologist. This is actually a thing we did in childhood, me and my sisters, where I don't know why, but for some reason one day my sister said, okay, the Weetabix is the island, the milk is the water around, and we're going to add little people and adventures. And so like the raisins were the people. I think we had Rice Krispies in there. It was just like we made a whole narrative out of our breakfasts. And
sure.
Yeah.
So sorry, say what was the Weetabix again?
The Weetabix was the actual island. Like, so that was that
slipping
was
into the sea. I mean, a horrible metaphor for global warming, because as it disintegrated and all the raisins drowned. Oh my God, Evie. That's horrific.
Well, we ate the whole entire island and its inhabitants.
How like humanity, yeah? Consumption. Amazing. You were ahead of your time.
Yeah, and it's,
Do you know, when I worked at the BBC full time, there was a guy who used to come around, he delivered stuff, and for some reason, I think I maddened him, because I was quite young, and I think he just sort of resented me being there and having a nice job when he had to kind of deliver stuff. And he would bring into work every day a Marge tub, an old Marge tub, with his Weetabix in it, so that it would go warm and mushy, just like you like. I don't know if there are any drowned raisins in it. I'm just saying he's one of the weirdest people I ever met. He tried to
have a tub.
Yeah, he'd eat it out of his Marge tub at lunchtime.
Oh, that's so gross. That's nasty.
Okay.
That's a bit far.
He tried to seduce a colleague of mine by boasting to her that he knew where all the toilets were in the building.
Oh, that's kind of sweet. Aww.
He was sweet, but
that's sweet. And I mean, I shouldn't be disparaging of his margarine tub, because that's quite sustainable of him.
Sure.
Isn't it?
I have to say, I put my kids' sandwiches in a margarine tub every day instead of using cling film. So. Your
kids? Don't you only have one kid?
I was kid apostrophe yes, my kids.
Gotcha. Sorry.
I didn't put my child in a margarine tub. I mean, I wouldn't want to go in that guy's basement, but there may be all kinds of things in margarine tubs down there.
Oh my God. Oh, so this is the genre of people that you've put me in with because I love Weetabix.
I'm looping you in. I'm just saying there may be some overlap. I don't know.
Well, look, isn't this whole idea is that things you'd bring to a desert island? Weetabix keeps forever.
True.
Like, it just never goes off. I mean, you might find some cobwebs. It's that kind of cereal where it's like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But it doesn't go off, and it's very filling. It's very quick. I have to say, I've been eating a lot of it lately because I'm packing up my apartment and
Of course.
don't have any of my cooking stuff out. Weetabix. If it was like nutritionally optimal, I would just eat that. I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's not.
Just pipe that sludge directly down your throat. So, what's next?
Vegan staple, avocado toast.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I also like it with, instead of butter, I like it with hummus. Put hummus.
Okay.
Yeah. You do the toast and then you put the hummus and then it kind of melts all over it and then you put the avocado on. And then you don't need like salt and all those seasonings and stuff because the hummus has enough flavor. Yeah.
Okay.
But I came to avocado toast late in the day because, so it's a long story, but basically,
It's all right.
I was
I've got time. You're the one who's moving house.
I was a vegetarian, obviously before I went vegan, but I didn't like vegetables, and I really, really ate with my eyes. Like anything that just looked weird. I kind of just like the beige, boring foods. And then when I went vegan, it was kind of impossible to eat with my eyes and not like vegetables and not try weird looking stuff. So everyone was talking about avocado toast, and just the green really put me off. I was
Sure.
like, oh, it's so acid, it's so nasty looking. And then I learned a trick that has really helped me with my vegan diet, my vegan transition, which is if you, and I'm not saying get drunk to convince yourself to eat certain foods, but if you are already out drinking,
Sure.
and then you come home,
You'll eat anything.
then is an optimal time to try
Experiment.
new foods. And that's when I discovered I loved avocado toast. It was like 3 a.m. I was in some diner in America. The vegan avocado toast was the only thing on the menu. And I was like, I'll try it, and changed my life. Never
Right.
went back. Yeah.
I mean, the entire kebab industry is predicated on that. You know, I don't think anyone sober in their right mind would eat a
Put
kebab.
that disgusting thing
Yeah.
in their mouth. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Interesting. I'm getting some sense of you like your food. You like the mush.
I like the mush. Yeah,
You're all about the
unfortunately.
mush.
All about the mush. Yeah.
I mean, that's 3 mushes you've put forward so far.
There's 2 mushes, isn't it?
Well, hummus is kind of mushy.
Hummus is mush as well. Yeah, it's literally all mush.
Yeah.
My diet, and I don't eat these things all the time, but
It's okay.
you said what things would I bring if I was
Yeah,
stranded
yeah,
on
yeah.
an island, and if there was no joy in my life, I assume, so I would pick the most joyful foods.
Yeah, totally.
Which-
I mean, yeah. You know, as
You're like
vegans.
mildly sick. From
No, not at all. I mean, so far, I'm apart from the Weetabix and maybe the hummus. I'm 100% with you.
do you not eat avocado toast?
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
But I don't think I put hummus on it. I maybe a little drizzle of olive oil, something like that.
Just try it.
But-
Just live a
I'll
little
try
jig.
it.
Try it.
I will.
Toast first.
Anyone who listens to this podcast much knows how wide open my mind is to new experiences, particularly tempeh.
Oh, really? Have they got you onto that yet?
No.
No. Okay. You still hate it.
No, I had the guys from Club Culture on, and they were like, "We're going to make you some, Jake. It's going to be amazing. You're going to love it." I was like, "Okay." They still haven't invited me over.
No. Okay. Oh.
I think they know. I'm a lost cause.
Sorry
Okay,
about
so
that.
is the next one mushy?
Do you want me to stay in the mush theme, or like?
No, you go wherever you want. This is yours.
Again, okay. When I was making this list, I was like, it's either all the mushy foods or it's either all chocolate. So let's go to some chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I just kind of think chocolate is like, why would you eat anything else? If you have to, of course, again for nutrition.
Yeah, whatever.
Sugar is a bit of a poison, all that stuff.
Yeah, but it's brilliant.
It's just like feels like the food of the gods. It's like it's just so delicious and pure, and I don't understand people who order desserts that aren't chocolate. Like if you're going to get dessert, get the fudge.
Yeah,
the
like
brownie.
I don't want anything involving fruit.
Oh no!
Like that is
No.
out. That is not a dessert.
It's not.
No.
A fruit salad, An insult.
Oh, please.
How dare you? Yeah, no.
But also, sorbet.
Yeah.
I mean, give over.
I know.
Like, I'll do ice cream, but there should be some sort of chocolatey, fudgy element involved.
I think that's a form of prejudice when the only thing on the vegan menu is sorbet. When you go, okay, is there?
It's discrimination.
Yeah, lemon sorbet. No, but it is. It's like saying, I don't like you guys. I don't like you vegans. But I'm not going to explicitly tell you that. I'm just going to give you a horrible watery lemon sorbet.
Yeah.
While everyone else around you gets to eat brownies and tiramisu and ice cream.
Yeah, you can have the cold celery tart. So what kind of
Umbar, okay?
Yes! Exactly! Number one forever!
Isn't it?
I love that.
Oh, I can't go back. And I honestly, so I lived in America for about 5 years, 5 years ago. And since I moved back here, I'm like, I could never move back to America because they don't have Ambar. And because they don't really have good vegan chocolate at all. It's all just like that real bitter stuff. Anyway, Ambar.
Well, but I mean, Americans have never really excelled at chocolate because it all tastes like black, waxy Bakelite. Like all their chocolate is rotten.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, don't be sorry for them because they need to be told that there's better out there. There's good chocolate.
It's true.
Yeah. I tend to, when some of my friends in America go vegan, I tend to send them just a box of Vigo or Umbar, just as a consolation. But then it does feel a little bit like a taunt as well. Like, oh, sorry. Sorry, your chocolate sucks.
Yeah, it's very cat-like behaviour. You know, that little switch they do, when they little turn and walk away. I mean, Umbar is an amazing chocolate. If people haven't tasted it, and we're not being paid to endorse this product.
What's your favourite flavour?
Just the cocoa milk one.
Very nice.
Just the very. I don't want anything for just that.
I thought that too until I tried the pistachio one. Have you tried that one?
No.
Okay. Now I'm a chocolate purist. I always just felt like, why would you put nuts and fruits and weird things in chocolate?
Yeah, but it was 3 a.m. and you were drunk.
I don't know. It might have just been the last one in the shop. And I had my pistachio chocolate and. Honestly made me a more humble person because it was like, if I can be wrong about chocolate, what else am I wrong about? Try it. It's so good. I can't believe you've not tried it.
It is just it's that same pathetic thing. It's like, when you go to a restaurant and you for the first time you have a really great dish, and what you should logically say to yourself is, well, I must try all the other dishes because they're probably wonderful too. Instead, you kind of go, no, that's the thing I'm going to have. And I just always will have the same dish. And it's the same with Umbar. It's like, why would I waste £3 on something that might not be as good as...
Oh, I did that the other day. I was like, I should support other brands. And then you just resent the other brand for not being as good.
It's true. Umbar is amazing. I mean, we could wax lyrical about it for a long time. But it's got... everything about it would turn me off if I heard it described because it's raw. It's got something like 3 ingredients. I think it's like cocoa and coconut nectar and coconut milk. And that's like it. But it is the creamiest, sweetest, most delicious, most...
And it's like the perfect texture. It's a bit of bite, but it's also soft and melty. And
Yeah. What you were saying about at the beginning about chocolate being just the most magical food of the gods, and Umbars remind me of that description at the beginning of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. When he tastes, he's really cold and miserable, and he has that sort of warming mouthful of chocolate, and By
the way, have you watched that show, The School of Chocolate?
No.
Oh my God, you're gonna love it. You should watch it because you like baking shows, don't you?
Yeah. Okay. Kind of. Yes, okay. I do.
Oh, watch it. I mean, it's not really for vegans, but it's also one of those vegan shows that's not for vegans because you don't see them like chopping up carcasses and throwing milk into things. It's just about the creation of these incredible sculptures through chocolate.
Oh, wow.
And it's this French chef and he's just so cool and he never gets annoyed with them. He doesn't like criticize them in a mean way. He'll just be like, I expected more, or I'm a bit disappointed. And
That's
it's
the
more
worst.
crushing.
That's the worst. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
There was always a teacher at school who could do that, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Some of them would shriek at you,
Someone
and it
that
meant
you admired
nothing.
and respected, and then oh my God, watch it. It will just blow your mind what he can create with chocolate. He's an artist.
Wow.
And as I say, it's not the worst for vegans to watch because it's it's more just focused on the craftsmanship. Anyway, moving on. Sorry.
No, it's fine. There was a company called Chocky Wocky Doodah who were, I think, based in Brighton, and they had a place in London, and they did amazing creations. I think they had a TV show, and their stuff was just epically exquisite and beautiful. And then I went to the Musée du Chocolat in Biarritz, and saw perhaps the most lamentable creations in chocolate you've ever seen. To have quite courageously called it, the chocolate museum, and it had all these chocolate sculptures in it that this guy had done. Now, whether he'd just done it by mouth, I don't know, but they were the worst things I'd ever seen. He was trying to recreate like Rodin sculptures in chocolates.
And it just didn't work?
It just, honestly, a 2-year-old with Play-Doh could have done a best job.
No.
It was so bad. And underneath each one, he'd write 39 hours of work or like 46 hours of work. And you'd be like, really?
And was the museum making fun? Was it being like, look at this?
No.
weird person
It was this one man. It was his life's work, and he built this museum. But I mean, the chocolate was nice.
That makes me sad.
Yeah, you got a tasting at the end, which is the only thing anyone really went for. But man, his work was terrible.
Oh no! Oh, well, watch School of Chocolate. It's the opposite of
I will. We'll be back in a second with more of Evanna Lynch's favourite foods. Support your veganuary and plant-based diet with designer vitamins, 3D printed in the UK by Nourished, just for you. Using only the highest quality vegan ingredients, Nourished encapsulates 7 active ingredients into one personalised gummy to give higher absorption levels than standard vitamin tablets. Nourished are passionate about nourishing the earth as well as their customers, and are proud that all of their packaging is 100% plastic-free and either home compostable or fully recyclable. Complete the short quiz at get-nourished.com to receive your recommendation and use the code VEGANLIFE to get your first 2 weeks for free. So we're back with Evanna Lynch, and before we get on to more of the foods you love, I wanted to ask you, what food do you most hate?
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Which is really unfortunate as a vegan.
They're in everything.
They're in everything. Every bloody falafel wrap. And it's so disappointing because you think you've got away with it. You think, no tomatoes in this one. And then just slimy, tangy goo just pops out and it ruins the whole thing. I will say they're easy enough to pick out. So it's okay.
Okay. But once you get a tomatoey sauce, is that out?
Yeah, I don't like that. I actually don't mind. Like, I mean, I like pizza, and it sometimes will have a bit of a tomato sauce. That's okay, but no, tomato sauce on pasta, that's out for me.
What do you like on pasta?
Pesto.
Yeah.
That's actually my next food.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that then.
More mush?
More mush. Why not?
But yeah, solidarity to any other vegans who hate tomatoes. It's a hard.
That's tough. I think that's almost up there with being celiac and being vegan, I think.
Do you know that there's a friend of mine, her husband, he's vegan and he's allergic to nuts and soy. And soy.
What do you do?
I don't know, but he survives. He's still alive. He's okay.
I feel like I'm in danger of sounding like non-vegans when they say, "What do you eat?" What do you eat? I'm sure he does fine. I'm sure he gets by. But
that amazed me. That was like, wow, if he can do it, then I can.
Yeah. Now, I'm guessing this is a fairly straight kind of vegan pesto that you like.
It's any pesto really, but I make this one from Deliciously Ella's app. What has it got? It's got like basil, obviously, olive oil. What else? A bit of nutritional yeast. Some of them have. I
have never made my own pesto.
Oh, it's so easy.
I know. I don't feel like there's time. It's like,
It's probably not. Yeah, it's the same thing with making almond milk, isn't it? It's like
you're
excited at first when you first do it. You're like, wow, I am
boss.
sustainable and I can survive in the wild on my own.
Yeah.
And then it gets to the third day and you're just like, it's so much
I can't do
cheaper
this anymore.
to have someone else do it.
Yeah.
Which is probably all that's wrong with our world. But yeah, so I like the pasta, the twirly ones.
Fusilli.
With pesto and then spinach and then peas. And then if I'm feeling really virtuous, I might even throw some broccoli in there. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well that's a very,
Yeah,
that
took work to get to that.
That is not birthday cake.
To get it beyond mush, it took some work. It took some drinking. No, but yeah, that's. But it's still not like it's still a pretty indulgent meal. It's delicious.
I guess you could. I mean, it's not wildly indulgent. Spinach is not exactly.
No, it's not the spinach.
Binging on spinach. It's not.
Yeah.
I would say that was pretty virtuous.
I think it would be my last meal on earth.
Definitely. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I just love it. Yeah. It never disappoints, you know?
But it's a kind of like a work day. You know what I mean? It's a school night meal, isn't it? It's pretty.
Yeah. But like, my life is not made exciting by my food choices. Is that a weird thing to say? Like, I don't. I like my food, but it's not the thing that gets me up in the morning and that gets me excited to live my life. It's kind of like.
What? I had no idea there was anything else. So do tell. What does make you excited to?
Well, books, circus, going outside for a walk, the sunshine, the sun, that kind of thing. But that's what I mean. Like, food, great, but I kind of just want it to fuel me and to be what I expect. I do not want my adventures happening in my mouth. Is that a really weird thing to say?
It's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
No adventures in your mouth. Fine. Okay, so all right, this is it. This is the last one.
Save the best for last. Chickpeas.
Chickpeas.
Yep. Yeah.
Brilliant.
I love chickpeas. I would eat them straight out of the can. I mean, we now know that you can use the juice. I'm sure you do this, the aquafaba.
I've dabbled. I've never had wild success.
Oh, really?
I've sort of, I end up with a kind of like...
a broken arm.
Yeah, I mean, but that's because I try to make meringues in some very rough places. But no, I end up with like a sort of a brown shell and then just this sort of liquid coming out of it, like a cockroach that's just rotted from the inside. It's not... It is not a happy thing, my meringue.
Starting to understand why you don't write the food column in Vegan Life.
Yeah. I mean, I did. And then they were like, maybe stop. And I was like, okay, fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, chickpeas. I mean, they can do anything. I actually think they'd be the ultimate desert island food.
Yeah.
Because they can be flour. They can be, chickpeas.
Do you do stuff with the flour?
I don't make it. I just buy the flour, the chickpea flour.
Yeah, no, sorry. What I mean is, what do you make with the flour?
What do I make?
Or do you just spoon it into your mouth from the packet?
Can't quite remember. I just do know I have chickpea flour in my cupboard and it's been used a few times. I don't know. Maybe.
Do you make the kind of a Sats omelette kind of thing? Frittata-y thing?
No.
Cocktails?
Just baking.
Sure.
Baking, really. Yeah.
I think people describe themselves generally. I think there are bakers and there are cooks.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a baker or are you a cook?
Definitely baker. Again, I just want to be sure. Like that whole thing of the creativity of cooking, amazing, good for you. But my life is creative and unpredictable enough that I just want the things I eat. I just want, for me.
You don't want any surprises.
No surprises, and I want it to be. In cooking, that's where I want the book to tell me what to do. I don't want to have to do the imagination part because that's quite energetically draining. And it's really nice to just get to the end of the day and do a bit of follow a recipe. And it's mindless, It's that thing where it's just like, cool, someone else can be the adult here and tell me this is how it should go. So yeah, I don't like that the stress of cooking.
Sure.
Are you a cooker?
Yeah.
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 But you're also a baker.
But I do it resentfully. Because I sort of feel this kind of, for me, with the baking thing, it's kind of like, well, where are the surprises? Where is the adventure in my mouth? Where are the happy accidents? You know, how do you, what happens if you, you know, if you do something and it's not good, how do you rescue it? You know, what makes it good? What enhances something? How do you, it's the fun thing of like, okay, so I've salt baked some beets and they taste okay, but how could I make them taste amazing? If you add lemon juice and fresh dill and...
You can just keep adding things in and messing with it until you get there. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds awful. That sounds so tiring.
It's additive, you know?
Okay.
You just kind of keep going until... You know, it's kind of like painting a picture or writing a piece of music for me. It's kind of like you start with the germ of an idea and you keep adding to it and sometimes taking away until you kind of feel like, yeah, this feels rounded and whole and it's exciting. Whereas if someone's going, put that there, now mix those, now put that in the oven, it's kind of like, oh, okay, you know, sure.
Is there nowhere in your life where you like that? That's what I mean about, I think my life is just unpredictable and creative, and you're the same way. You're always doing various random different things. So I'm like, how do you have the energy to do that with cooking?
I think for me it's just holistic.
Oh, okay.
Like my whole life is more chaotic than I wish it was. I wish I could be ordered and regimented more, and I'm not. I'm self-disciplined, but I'm not. It is all chaos. It's all random. Like you say, it's, you know, one day I'm writing an opera and the next day I'm filming something in Salford and trying not to get my head kicked in. And so I never know I never know what's coming next, and I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
And I find it really hard, you know, people who steadfastly just keep doing the same thing. And they're much more successful. I know that that's the path to success. I've watched a lot of sort of people that I started out with, and they've all kind of just done one thing and done it well and have achieved great notoriety in that field and done brilliantly. I'm just sort of staggering along as this kind of jack of all trades. But I'm kind of happy with that. Because I love the variety. I thrive on it. And so it's the same with cooking. Like I've had times where I'm just in kind of doldrums and I don't feel like I've got that mojo. But then when it comes back and you start doing stuff, I made tropical mincemeat over Christmas.
Go on.
So I thought to myself, mincemeat, right? In terms of the spicing, all the spices are basically the ones you find in jerk marinade, like jerk seasoning from the Caribbean. So I thought, well, why not use tropical fruits instead of traditional dry? The disgust on your face. You're like, okay, I hate mincemeat, and you made it worse.
No,
it's fine.
So what do you mean, like what?
So I used like pineapple,
mangoes?
papaya, coconut, banana. Yeah.
Ooh, how did it go?
It's disgusting. No, it's good. It was nice. It's good. And then I used rum instead of brandy.
Oh.
It's good. It's nice.
And it doesn't taste of Christmas.
It does, because it's still the same spices. You got like ginger and allspice and cinnamon and nutmeg.
Wow.
But pretty much all of that stuff is in jerk stuff. So.
Is in jerk?
Yeah, you know, like jerk chicken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the joy. And now you're interviewing me, and that's not what I was supposed to be doing at all.
I'm fascinated. Yeah, interesting. Oh. No, I love hearing about your forays into vegan cooking, because I don't know any of my other friends who are not cooks who don't try all these crazy things like aquafaba. And you do. And it's like, oh, that's what it would do for me too.
It would do nothing. Yeah, it's a complete waste of your time. I can promise you. You're better off following the recipe.
Throw away the chickpea juice.
Yeah, just pour it away. Let it go. All the hopes and dreams. Well, I mean, that's it. We've got to the end.
I'm sorry if I've made anyone sick. I'm really sorry.
Oh wow! Don't be silly. Of course you haven't. Not in the slightest.
No, like I just. But I suppose hopefully this will remind people that veganism is for everyone. You don't have to be a foodie. I think there's a lot of pressure when you first go vegan that you have to be trying all these crazy things and you have to be really passionate about cooking, and I'm just not. I'm doing it because I care about animals, and there is a way to make eating, vegan eating accessible and fun and not complicated. It took me a few weeks, in the early days of going vegan to learn how to cook with a few different ingredients. But after that, it's like, you can still eat like a teenager or a child with a credit card, basically. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I think your exquisite array of mushes are an inspiration to anyone who's feeling daunted about trying.
You've
veganism.
actually tried some of my mush. Remember when I had you guys over for? It was so. It was the worst meal I've ever cooked. It was so embarrassing. I tried to do something fancy because I was like, I can't just give them pesto pasta. I can't just give them avocado toast.
I'm always happy with pesto pasta.
I wish I had done that.
But do you know what it was? It was an adventure in my mouth. And for that, I'll always be grateful. Evanna Lynch, thank you so much.
Thanks so much
for joining us today.
Jake.
Life Sentence is out now on all your favourite podcast platforms, and it's well worth your time. Go check it out. And Evanna, thank you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
And there we must leave it. Our next Desert Island Dishes special is going to be with Lucy Watson from Made in Chelsea. Our next episode, though, is looking at the future for veganism with Nigel White and Anders Linden. I do hope you'll join me for that. Why not subscribe to the podcast, and then you won't miss out on anything. We've got some amazing guests coming up in the next few weeks. You could also check us out on Instagram. We are veganlife_podcast. Don't forget to look at veganlifemag.com. As well, if you're bored, and if you're not, well, just carry on with your day. You're doing a great job. My name's Jake Yap. Speak soon. Bye-bye. This has been a Swanburst Media production.